Filling up your car is starting to become less expensive. According to AAA, the national average for a gallon of gas is $3.45. That's down 12 cents from last week, 29 cents in the past month. NBC 15's Cameron Kelly joining us now. And Cameron, give us more on what Wisconsin is working with.
Maria, AAA says the average price for gas in the Badger State is $3.07. Meanwhile, Dane County is averaging around $3.18. The highest price drivers paid was roughly $4.90 in mid-June. With the fall season wrapping up, prices are in the $2 range, almost $3, but not quite. There are some stations offering a whopping $2.99. Mom of 6, Hannah Karnga, says she hopes prices continue to drop.
I was so excited, so happy, because I know how much money I spend on gas every week. I have to fill my car after every 2 days. So I've been spending a lot of money on gas. So this price is really good.
Some analysts predict gas prices will keep falling as we head toward the end of the year holiday season. In the studio, Cameron Kelly, NBC 15 News.